Hello class, this is my presentation of Family and Us. My name is Ruth Olivares and I will go ahead and okay, so this is a short clip about Summer Owens, a teenage mother that kind of discusses her struggles as being a teenage mom. So I'm gonna go ahead
and to dream, because unfortunately a lot of girls, teen mothers, either didn't have dreams in the first place, or once they become teen mothers they give up on their dreams.
Now, Owens has 2 degrees and is currently working in the marketing department for FedEx.
You were a great baby.
When she isn't working or raising her almost 16-year-old son, Jalen, she volunteers with the Adolescent Mentoring Program through Memphis City Schools.
I said, no, I have to talk about what I've been able to do in spite of being a teenage mother, and show other girls that, okay, you had a baby, but you still have to go on. You still need to finish high school. You need to go to college. You need to have a career.
Numbers aside, hearing the news of the teenage pregnancy problem at Fraser High School reminds Owens of her own journey.
There's nothing fun or glamorous about having a baby as a child.
This teen mom says self-esteem is at the core of the problem for young girls.
How do we start to address the problem?
Start talking to their kids, and start talking to other people's kids, because it really does take a community. It's not a single person's job. I think we all play a role.
Conversation.
So what I really like about this video is that she talks about her own struggles and how this is a community. Like, yes, we need to talk about our kids, not to, about what is going on. More people are, as young teenagers become pregnant, we do see a surge of of um, of teen pregnancy prevention. But what happens after? What is the support that is out there for these young parents in order to have to better their future? So this presentation will look at the different reasons why young parents need guidance from others in order to develop a healthy and successful lifestyle, the different approaches of this program to show that young parents need encouragement and a strong support system to achieve their goals. So, according to the CDC, in 2010, teenage pregnancy and child birth accounted for at least $9 billion in the cost of U.S. taxpayers for increased healthcare, foster care, increased incarceration rates among children of teenage parents, and loss of revenue because of the lower educational attainment and income among teenage mothers. So, that is a lot of money that is being accounted for this. And then another thing that I found very interesting is that 50% of teenage mothers actually receive a high school diploma by the age of 22, while 90% of women that didn't give birth during their adolescence graduated from high school. So here we can see what's the statistics of how the percentages of how astonishing they can be. So the need for service is simply, like I mentioned before, it's the children of the teenage mothers are getting into trouble themselves, costing more money to the taxpayers. So just simply without a high school diploma, it is very difficult for individuals to go to college, even or to be able to provide to themselves, yet alone their child. So, in some of the research and articles that I read, teenage mothers with multiple children encounter additional demands to provide financial security to their dependents, often without sufficient educational and vocational training. So they're stuck at these jobs. These are teenage mothers that now have multiple children, they demand more. They are kind of in a hole. Their life is kind of in a hole just because they don't have other opportunities. They are stuck in this full-time position. And then sometimes teenage mothers are faced as single parents, but the people that are coupled have limited caretaking skills, ineffective parenting skills, and inadequate resources necessary for childcare. And the burden of the teenage mothers are often passed on to their families and greater societies, if they even have that support system with them. So, the lifestyle of the parent is not only affected, but the child is as well. So many studies indicate that the children of adolescent mothers do more poorly, and the disadvantage continues into their adolescence. So, There's higher rates of grade failure, delinquency, even incarceration, and astonishing enough, these children can also be engaged in early sexual activity. So here we can see there is a cycle going on. These children are repeating what their mothers did, their parents did. It's a cycle that continues on until somebody needs to break the cycle. So in Title IV of Educational Amendments Act in 1972, this act prohibited public schools from discriminating against pregnant or parenting students. So they're not allowed to kick them out. They can continue on with their education, and they can finish high school. But what happens when they get kicked out of their home? What happens when they need to provide for their child but don't have child care? They don't know who they can leave their child in charge while they finish up high school. So they're often obligated in a way, or have to drop out because no one will take care of the child. And sometimes these teen parents don't have a strong support system at home. So in one of the studies that researched Mama's Club, which is a program for teenage mothers for support to help with assistance and support, stated that most participants were raised in a single parent household, reported having mothers who were teenage parents themselves and were impoverished and not enrolled in school and unemployed. Most of the participants received government assistance and received very little from their child's money from their child's father. So what this is really astonishing to me is that these teenage mothers were also following a cycle. Their mothers were also teenage parents and didn't finish high school. So you can see here how repetitive this cycle can be. So why Family and Us? Family and Us is not a teen pregnancy prevention program. Like I mentioned, this is awesome, but we want to look after what happens to these children, to these parents after. So we provide a support system to the young parents to help the future of these children. So our mission is to provide young parents, male or female, the proper assistance, help them reach their short and long-term goals to ensure a healthy and successful development for their family. So our vision is for them to attend workshops, learn about parenting skills, time management, and self-assurance and responsibility. So these are the three theories that we feel are very close to our program: Maslow's hierarchy of needs, Bronfenbrenner socio-ecological model, and Carol Gillian ethics of care. So for Maslow's hierarchy of needs, we like to think of this as a formula to success. So it focuses on the needs of humans. Everybody must meet the basic needs that are at the bottom of the pyramid before actually reaching self-actualization. So most of these parents sometimes don't have food, water, warmth, security, safety, don't have the basic needs. So how can we expect them to want to be at the top of the pyramid? We need to first focus on the bottom and then reach our way up to the pyramid. So they're worried about providing food for their child, security, safety, and then if they can't provide that for themselves, how can they provide it for them? So we really like to focus on that and try to go through each levels with them. So the next one would be Bronfenbrenner's socio-ecological model, which is linked to the development of identity of an individual, divided the environments into 5 levels: a micro, mesosystem, an exosystem, and macrosystem, and chronosystem. So this is developing a strong, each of these systems, a very strong linkage between them, so for a healthy and a development for the child and for the parents themselves. And Carol Gillian, which I really like, is that she focuses on females. The series focuses on females. It's in 3 stages: pre-conventional, conventional, post-conventional. What I like about this is that although it's geared for women, she states that this could be this is prevalent because because what happens is sometimes teenage mothers often forget about themselves, their goals, and they have to take care of their child now. And sometimes if they are in the relationship with the parents, they they stay home and the dad either goes back to school or is working and going back to school, and their goals are usually forgotten about. So in each of the stages in the picture here, you can see the first one is I love me, to I love you, to I love you more than me, and I love myself and you. So being able to not forget about their goals, to be able to reach self-assurance and self-actualization. So I really like that. So Family and Us, the approach that we take is the goal, like I mentioned, is to provide assistance to these parents through a series of workshops that will cover different topics in order to provide the support they need. It is important to set a long-term and short-term goals and then to have them set their own plan to success. So making them feel like they're in control. So this is our model: screening, planning, attend workshops, and completion. So the screening process is through phone or through person. It's just trying to get to know them more. What are their needs and their wants that they want. The eligibility of this program is basically to be a young parent and have a child under the age of 18. The plan is to take what they've answered in the screening and to build a plan with the goals that they have achieved, and to attend workshops is to basically attend workshops. And meanwhile, they are going to be talking to a case manager aside from the workshops to start setting those goals and achieving them. And then the completion would be the completion of the workshops. So the screening is not an interview, it's just to understand what their goals are, how they want to achieve them, how they can build them, and how they can build a healthy development with their child. So here on the right, we can see the Dad's Club phone screening, which is the interview that I had with Arturo Flores. He was able to provide this screen, and would be a similar form that we would use. As you can see in the bottom, what can we help you with? This is all services that we can help them. These are all goals that if they want to do, we will help them. We will provide supportive services to help them achieve that. The next thing is, what is the plan? Each individual will have a different plan. Their goals are going to be different. Some people will need a driver's license, get their GED. Other people might already have those goals. So every plan is individualized according to them. They will speak to a case manager and discuss about that. So signing them up for workshops is one of the first steps, but we begin service as soon as the screening starts. That's when the service begins. And as part of the plan will be to meet with their case managers and help achieve their goals they have set. So the workshops are 10 sessions for 12 weeks for an hour. The workshops are divided into moms and dads, so it's called Always Mom, Always Dad. It will touch different topics among that. So it would either what does family mean to you? What does it mean to be a mom or a dad? Things of that sort. These topics are intended to change the attitudes of a mother or a father, to equip them with self-awareness and responsibility. So that is the one that they are required to attend. After that, they have an option to do an additional workshop. We never intend to kick them out of the program. They are able to stay as long as possible, but the idea is for them to be in the program within a year, but with always having follow-ups, making sure their goals that they are attaining, that they have set, are being achieved. So that is the goal. Like I mentioned, the completion is of the first workshops. We do want so like I mentioned, we're not going to kick them out of the workshop, and actually it would be beneficial to them and to others to have them come back and talk about their experience as part of the program. What have we done that has helped them with goals? Have we helped achieve? So that is a completion throughout different workshops that they do. It is a big accomplishment after the first set of workshops they completed. It would be celebrated. Also, meeting their goals is one, and so providing them for tickets to the movies, tickets to museums, to help have a bonding time with their children is important as well. So we would provide prizes throughout the whole journey. So my interview with Arturo Flores, he is currently the supervisor of the Dad's Club at the Vista Community Clinic. This program provides assistance to all age men to better enhance family functioning and well-being. He stated that the need of these type of programs is very